Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Kayla, aka Sailor Kayla, and today we're going to be reacting to the final 2 episodes of The Legend of Korra. I am so sad to let go of this universe and this series, but this has been such a fun watch, and hopefully you guys will stick around for whatever my next series may be, and then we'll do a little Q&A at the end. So let's just jump right into it. If you want to watch the full uncut episodes, you can head over to my Patreon, and without further ado, The Legend of Korra, Book 4, Episode 12, Day of the Colossus. We need Shinji Ikari.
Go ahead, take your time. Just bending a giant wall. Man, we got a lot of people here. Is that everybody?
Kuvira's heading our way with a platoon of mecha suits.
What should we do?
This is my hometown, and I hate to say it, but there's no use risking all our lives to fight that giant thing. Let her take the city for now. We'll think of some way to come back and beat her.
What about all the people who haven't been evacuated yet? If Kuvira finds out Wu is with them, she might fire that spirit cannon at him and take them all out.
We take down that giant today.
Lynn!
Glad to see you all made it out. You had me worried.
Well, you benders are gonna have to fight her alone. She just blew up our factory with all our hummingbird suits.
There are the prototypes back at my office. If we can get those ready to fly, we'll at least be able to offer a little air support.
Sue, you take Patar Jr. and the rest of the wounded back to Asami's office. Get those suits working as soon as you can. The rest of us will just have to face Kuvira on our own.
I'm scared.
Everyone, please settle down. The train should be returning to pick us up soon.
It's over! We're all gonna get blown to bits!
Listen, everyone, I can get us out of here if you just sit tight. Just stay calm, I'll be right back.
Come on. Whoa, where are you going?
I'm going to get some help. You think you can handle this unruly mob for a little while?
I raised Milo. I can handle anything.
Period.
What are you doing, Milo?
I just got an idea how to beat the giant. Now everyone, grab some paints and find me some balloons.
Oh my god, I can't believe this is it, guys. I'm so sad to say goodbye to Avatar.
Airbender's approaching.
I see them.
Oh yeah, I guess if they can't see, then they can't do anything, right?
Clear the glass.
Oh.
The joints are platinum too. We can't metal bend any of it.
Damn.
You're about to get the world's largest hot foot, metal lady! Hit it now!
It might be good, guys. I don't know. This seems like it's working. Oh my gosh, she's gonna like level this whole place.
A ball!
Everyone, retreat! Take the wounded back to Asami's office!
I'll meet you there. I'm going to see if I can find help.
Kuvira does not give a fuck, man. Literally kill people and not care.
All right,
Insane.
let's fire it up again.
Kuvira's troops are headed this way.
I know how to take down some mecha suits, and it just might take down that giant too. Asami, disconnect anything electrical in here until we get back. Julie, let's go!
Just rest, son. I'm here.
Mom, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you should be.
I betrayed you. The whole family. I gave my life to Kuvira, and she just fired that weapon at me.
They might take some time to come around, but we'll work through it. As a family.
She's a little more forgiving than I am.
Work, sir?
I know I can stop the mecha suits with an electromagnetic pulse. So it stands to reason that I can stop a giant mecha suit with a giant electromagnetic pulse. Julie, I've been thinking.
You're always thinking, sir.
Yes, but lately I've been thinking about you. I know we might not make it out of this mess, and I feel like there are some things I should tell you.
There are?
I remember when I was a boy, I had an ostrich horse. Named her Mrs. Beaks. I grew up on a farm. Did I ever tell you that, Julie?
You'll have to finish your story later. Kuvira's troops are in range.
Dead in their tracks! Oh, rats! She's still coming! Julie, do the thing!
I'm afraid there are no more things to do.
3rd and 4th mech platoons, move in and continue the sweep. Capture anyone left in this city.
Berserk, how come your electro thingy shut down the small mecha suits but not the big one?
Because it's powered with spirit vine energy. I'm sorry.
It's not.
Dad?
I got him out of jail to help. I figured we need all the geniuses we can get our hands on right now.
And I would do anything to save her.
You think you know how to defeat this thing?
You must act like an infection. Break the skin and attack the vital organs. I think I can add an electrical element to the welding torch on your suit and convert it into a plasma saw. Then we'll just have to land on the giant and cut open a hole big enough for someone to get in.
Like a metal mosquito.
You know what happens to mosquitoes that land on me? I squash them.
Who's got another song for us?
We can't just sit around here singing old Airbender songs until we're all captured, or worse!
Should we play the button game? Who has a button?
Do! Mako always hated my singing, but they love it!
Well, what are we supposed to do with badger moles?
They're the best earthbenders around! We can use them to tunnel out of the city without Kuvira's troops spotting us!
Okay. I like that little
platoons,
song.
Report.
3rd platoon, no sign of anyone so far. 4th platoon, en route to train station.
How long will it take to get the plasma saws ready?
Just a few more minutes.
Get out there as soon as you can.
If you do manage to get inside, find the engine room. There are 2 emergency levers. If you switch them off at the same time, you'll cut the power.
Oh, that was sick. Okay, good job, guys. 4. Little gremlin. Holy sh... He's gonna fart. Oh. Thought he was gonna fart bend. Destroying the entire city, but I guess this is really our only option, huh?
Oh yeah, you're the sweetest evacuee I've ever known. And I just want to thank you for being so kind when I was living in your home.
Come with us and no one will get hurt.
You don't need these people. They're just innocent civilians caught in the crossfire. But I'm Prince Wu, rightful leader of the Earth Kingdom. Take me to Kuvira. I've got business with her. But before I go, I'd like to sing you a song. If you don't respect the brooch, you don't respect me. No better than a roach, but I'm royalty. I got my badger moles with me.
No, they like the music.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, they like singing, see? Good job.
Oh, badger moles, I love you.
Prince Wu redemption arc. I love it.
If we stop that mecha giant, it will all be because of you.
You're the one who designed these incredible suits. It's great to be working together again.
I love you, Dad.
I love you too.
Julie?
Yes?
I have something I need to attach before we take off.
Attached to what?
I need to attach this ring to your finger. Julie Moon. will you do the thing for the rest of our lives?
What? Are you kidding me?
Yes!
Oh my god!
Now let's go attach these barely functional rust buckets to a giant killer smashing machine!
I love that. I love it.
Aim for that spot in the middle of the back! The one I can never reach!
Got it!
Ah, let's get out of here! Wow! I wish I had that kind of flexibility.
These things are so cool.
Almost there.
We have to go now.
Almost there. Almost there.
Is her dad gonna sacrifice himself, guys?
Dad! Now!
Goodbye, Asami. I love you.
No!
Dad!
Oh my god, no!
Hiroshi's plan worked. There's our opening.
Oh my god, no! What a redemption, man. Jeez. That's so God, okay. Alright, whatever. Season 4, Book 4, Episode 13, The Last Stand. Last Stand, here we go, guys. This is it.
We need to move fast. Sue, Lin, climb up to the arm and try to disable that weapon. Mako, Bolin, get to the engine and see if you can power this thing down. I'm going after Kuvira.
I'm going for that lever. You get the other one.
Hey!
I'll deal with this guy. Disable the weapon. Nice work.
The outside may be platinum, but we can do a lot of damage in here.
Hell yeah, we can.
I can feel someone metal bending inside the arm. I lost the connection. The weapon's useless now.
Wow, okay.
Some other way to shut down power from here. Come on.
Look, the only thing I know about these vines is that if you mess around with them too much, they explode.
Get those engineers out of here. I have an idea.
Want to fill me in?
I'm gonna zap these vines with some electricity.
We'll make the vines explode.
Exactly. This is our only way of shutting this thing down. I can handle it.
No, you can't. This isn't the time to prove how awesome you are.
I don't have time to argue. I'm doing this, so get out of here.
Okay. But for the record, I do not approve. Just get out as soon as you can. Promise?
Promise.
I love you.
I love you too. Now go!
I'm so stressed out. You gotta get out of there, Legend. If Mako dies, I'm actually gonna be so upset. Are they? Nice. Let's go. Kick her ass. Let's go. Okay, alright, we did it. Is that it? I mean, we still technically have to take her out, right?
You're gonna call off your army and surrender to President Raiko. Then you and... Stop!
Damn.
Kuvira! Give up!
Never.
Please, stop this madness! It has to end now!
If you really want to end it, then come and get me!
Now it's over.
Don't!
This thing doesn't work anymore. City gonna go down?
Look! A new spirit portal.
Spread out and find Kuvira.
Korra! Tenzin, there's no sign of her.
Keep looking. Korra! Korra!
What happened? Are we... dead?
No, we're okay. But we're in the spirit world. All the energy from your weapon tore open a new portal and blasted us in here.
Why would you save my life? After everything I did to you?
I guess I see a lot of myself in you. We're both fierce and determined to succeed, sometimes without thinking things through.
This wasn't how I wanted things to end. If you had all just surrendered, none of this would have happened.
You had to know what you were doing wasn't right.
I was trying to help my people. Sue turned her back on the Earth Kingdom. You were gone. I had to do something.
Sue told me how she took you in when you were younger. It must have been so hard being an orphan.
Don't pretend you know what it felt like. The Avatar is adored by millions. I was cast aside by my own parents like I meant nothing to them.
You wanted to create a place where you and your people would never be vulnerable again. I may not have been an orphan, but believe me, I understand what it feels like to be afraid. After I was poisoned, I would have done anything to feel in control.
The spirits have returned.
And so is Korra.
You're okay!
Stand down. This battle is over. I owe the Avatar my life. Her power is beyond anything I could ever hope to achieve. And Sue, I'm sorry for all the anguish I've caused you and your family.
You're going to answer for everything you've done.
Okay.
And though the battle took a severe toll on our beloved city, out of the destruction love did bloom. We gather today to celebrate the wondrous and at times inexplicable bond between Sir Varric and the Lady Julie. True love is a fickle creature, difficult to find, nearly impossible to tame. But Varric and Julie have proven that even the longest of long shots can have a chance at happiness together. Do you, Sir Icknick Blackstone Varric, of the Southern Water Tribe, Master of the High Seas, take the Lady Julie Moon to be your lawfully wedded wife? Will you promise to treat her not as your assistant, but as your honored and cherished partner?
You're darn tootin', I do.
Do you promise to care for him in sickness and in health, and also scrub his calluses on a bi-weekly basis, which isn't really that much to ask? Okay, I'm not reading all this.
I do take Varric, calluses and all.
You may now do the thing.
Do the thing.
Yeah.
Are you alright?
You just make me so dang happy.
I know it's supposed to be funny, but it's like sweet. Oh my god.
My cousin told me how level-headed you were during the whole evacuation. I gotta admit, I'm impressed. I think you're gonna make a great leader. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna set you up with Korra.
Good to see you, Prince Wu. Or should I say King Wu? You ready to get back to Ba Sing Se and finally take the throne?
Yeah, about that. I was actually thinking of stepping down as king and getting rid of the monarchy altogether.
Oh.
I really think the Earth Kingdom would be better off like the United Republic.
Okay.
That's actually pretty wise and mature of you.
I think it's a great idea.
He's so funny.
How's the arm?
Much better.
The words thank you don't feel big enough for what you did. But I honestly don't know what else to say.
You don't need to say anything. I want you to know, I'll follow you into battle no matter how crazy things get.
I spoke to President Raiko. Tomorrow, he's announcing a plan to expand the city rather than rebuild downtown.
I bet Aang never could have imagined there'd be a spirit portal right in the heart of Republic City.
Korra, you've transformed the world more in a few years than most avatars did during their lifetimes. You don't know how happy I am to hear you so full of hope again.
It's been a bit of a bumpy ride, huh?
I've come to realize life is one big, bumpy ride.
I know I was in a pretty dark place after I was poisoned. But I finally understand why I had to go through all that. I needed to understand what true suffering was, so I could become more compassionate to others. Even to people like Kuvira.
She's grown so much. This is great.
Excuse me, Tenzin. Varric is looking for you. Something about wanting to borrow a glider suit to fly off the tower?
That doesn't seem like a good idea.
I'm not ready to get back to the party just yet.
They look so pretty.
I don't think I ever really apologized.
For what?
For being gone all that time.
You don't need to apologize for anything. I'm just so happy you're here now. I don't think I could have handled losing you and my father in the same day.
I am so sorry about what happened.
Thank you. I'm just glad I was able to forgive him. Honestly, after everything that's happened the past few months, I could use a vacation.
Let's do it. Let's go on a vacation, just the two of us.
Really? Okay. I've always wanted to see what the spirit world's like.
Sounds perfect.
I'm gonna call that a date. Call it a date, guys. Korrasami canon. Anybody? Is that all? Oh, that's it. Okay. Wow. We did it. Not too many tears. Definitely a few tears. Who am I kidding? Oh, I'm so sad this is over. I want more. I want more. It's okay. So let's just jump right into our fun little Q&A. I asked you guys on Patreon, my Patreon members, to ask me some questions. So Coda Soda asks, now that you finished the series, which is your favorite season / how would you rank them from your favorite to least favorite? I would say favorite season was book 3. I think that's probably a lot of people's. I just think Zahir's like whole arc is really cool and interesting, and the Janora moment at the end was like by far my favorite moment in the entire series. But I would probably rank them book 3, book 4, book 1, book 2. So book 2 kind of being like the last, just because I wasn't super it felt a little convoluted at times. Overall, like I think the series as a whole was fabulous, but it definitely felt like it got a little off during the Unalaq arc season, and I also didn't particularly care for him as a villain. That's a great question though. William Roberts says, I'm just here for the Kurosami reaction. I'm excited. Yes, I'm team Kurosami all the way. And honestly, I feel like the little hand holding at the end there, that was pretty intentional by the writers. So, hey, Kurosami! I love it. Eunice Cupino asks, 1, who's your favorite character in the show? Or if you want to rank like your top 5, whatever's easiest. Favorite character, I would say, is Korra, for sure. Korra, Asami is up there for me. Bolin, Tenzin. I love like everybody in the show, but like those are probably like my top few favorites. 2, what is something that you think Legend of Korra did better than ATLA, or something you like more from Korra than Avatar? I would say personally, I think I appreciated more of like the weight and the heaviness of Korra, because the characters are, as we know, like a bit older than Aang and the original gang, Team Avatar. So I think they tackled like a few more pretty like intense, serious situations versus Avatar, which, while I agree is not actually a kid's show, it's still, I think that Korra took a little bit more risks with the writing and like the heaviness of some of the topics that were covered, because the characters are a bit older. So I would say they really did the like really heavy moments really well in comparison. 3, do you think the show is as bad as people make it out to be, or overly harsh when it comes to Korra, the character, and the show? So I actually have like seen a little bit of mumblings and rumblings about people not really liking Legend of Korra, and I feel like maybe at the time people were expecting like the original gang and Team Avatar, and when they didn't get that and they were met with like this character that's like so vastly different from Aang, I think people were probably just like unwilling to like go with the times. I think the show overall was fantastic, and I love Korra as the Avatar. I love Korra as a character. I love all of the arcs that she went through, and I think people maybe are just like overly harsh on her, unfortunately. I think because she's a woman, maybe not everybody, but certainly I think like some of the fandom that I've seen like in fandom spaces, there can be some kind of like deep-rooted sexism when it comes to not liking like female characters, particularly in regards to like female characters that have flaws, that explore those flaws and are open about those flaws, and then go through like a character arc, like Sakura from Naruto, for example. So I think that, you know, people are obviously entitled to their opinion, but I think the show is fabulous, and I think Korra is, I will be a Korra defender until the day I die. Number 4, what's been the highlight for you reacting to the show? Do you have a favorite theme or moment that you can remember that stuck with you for a minute? Definitely the Janora, like shaving her head and getting getting the Airbender master tattoos. That was by far like the most poignant, beautiful moment. And I think it like really ties back into like Aang, you know, and all he ever wanted to do was like restore the Air Nation, and that happened through him. And I just think it's like so beautiful, and like really beautifully ties in the original themes of Avatar: The Last Airbender to Legend of Korra. So that's a great question. 5 things you weren't a fan of with the show or wish they did better. I definitely think the main issue I have is like the introduction of the love triangle, and then the lack of communication between the characters. That felt it just felt a little off and a little like untrue to I think who the characters actually are. I also, I think they like brought Mako kind of back into season 4, where he, you know, was able to play more of an important role, but I really think they kind of sidelined him in the last couple of seasons, and I wasn't like annoyed with him, but I certainly just like wasn't really rooting for him. And I think that is not really true to who Mako is as a character. I think that they could have done a little bit better with fleshing him out more. Ray asks, how do you feel about Korra as an Avatar now? For context, a lot of people don't like her and I think she's overhated. Also, who was your favorite villain and why? Thanks, Kayla. Loved watching the show with you. Thanks. I loved watching the show with you guys. I love Korra. Kind of like same thing I said before. I think people probably are overly harsh on her because she's so different from Aang. And oftentimes I think people nitpick certain things in like a series that comes after in a series, an original series that is so like loved and highly coveted as like one of the best animated series of all time. So I understand like aspects of it, but I think Korra is fantastic and I love her. I love her probably just as much as Aang, honestly. My favorite villain was definitely Zahir and company. I think that they had like the most interesting story arcs, and season 3 as a whole I think was the best season. Otto von Bismarcky asks, which season of Korra is your favorite? Which one is your least favorite and why? Adding to that, which of the villains / antagonists made the season better than it was? So season 3 was my favorite, or book 3 was my favorite. I think book 2 was my least favorite, specifically because of the villains. And like I did not like Unalaq. The whole Unalaq thing was just like weird to me. There were some moments like that obviously were, I think, great that they did really well in book 2, but overall that was probably the weakest book for me overall. And again, like mostly because of the villains that were introduced. Rogue Drone asks, so glad you enjoyed the series. Thanks. I loved it. One, what are your thoughts on how they portrayed the end scene with Korra and Asami going into a relationship? I loved it. And I still think it was a little, and probably for the time, like 2014, like I think was a bit more advanced in terms of like accepting LGBTQIA plus people and like media. So 2014 was a little bit like more advanced than when Avatar came out, of course. So I think that they basically like confirmed Korrasami as a couple without like full on confirming it. I would have personally loved to see a kiss. I don't know that Nickelodeon would have done that like at the time, but maybe now, like if Korra was coming out now, I certainly think that that would have been explored a little bit more, but I love it. And 2, did you notice that none of Korra's elemental teachers helped her when she needed it the most, but Aang's elemental teachers did? I did notice that. So, you know, at the end of the day, I think it really came down to like Korra really started the series like going after being the Avatar and like wanting to prove herself as the Avatar. And then she did it. Like she kicked ass, and it was not all by herself the whole time, but it certainly was most of the time. And I think she needed to figure that out. She needed to go through this like cycle of grief and growth to come out as like a more compassionate person, as we saw at the end here. Whereas like Aang kind of started out his journey being very compassionate. So I love the parallels, and I also love how vastly different Avatar Aang and Avatar Korra are from each other. So that was really cool. 2, how did you feel towards Korra in season 1 versus season 4? You know what? I like Korra from the start. I liked her from the jump. I could understand and empathize with like a lot of her character arc. Do I think she was a little like hard-headed at times and lacking, you know, a little bit of tact sometimes? Yeah, absolutely. She certainly had some flaws, but so did Aang. So I can't be upset with her about that. So I feel great about her in season 1 and season 4. Who's the best side character from Bolin, Mako, Asami, Tenzin, Lin, Jinora, Suyin, Opal, Varric, and Zuli? Oh, that's a hard one. I want to say I think my favorite out of all of the side characters would be Asami and Tenzin, but I think they all kind of like bring their own charm and interesting aspects to the show, and they all kind of had their like little moments to shine. So I appreciated that about the series, as like a lot of the side characters had like their moments to shine. Number 5, who from ATLA were you the most nostalgic about? Katara, Aang, Uncle Iroh, Zuko, or Toph? Oh God. I mean, I got emotional, I think, every single time I saw like one of the OG gang members. And I would say probably the one that struck me the most was seeing Iroh again. I wasn't anticipating it, and I thought it was really beautiful. And I just wish that he and Zuko like had an opportunity to talk to each other. That moment where Zuko was like, "You talked to my uncle?" when Korra was saying that she saw him in the spirit world. I wish that was fleshed out a little bit more, but I think that was like the most beautiful nostalgic moment for me. How would you compare the two shows? Again, I think that they both kind of have their own like special things that they do well. I think Avatar: The Last Airbender as a whole is probably one of the most perfect pieces of media I've ever watched. Like, no notes, nothing I would really change about it. I just think it was perfect. Korra, I definitely had a few moments where I like wish some things were a little different, but I think it's hard to compare the two because I do feel that you kind of have to go with the times, right? You have to, like, obviously Korra is set like so far in the future. Lots of things have changed from the place of the original series to now, so it's hard to compare the two because I think they are so different. But I did like them all, both, like, obviously in their own ways. That's a great question, but I know like Korra gets a lot of heat from a lot of the fandom. Number 7. Did you like them explaining the origins of the Avatar, or would have liked it to stay ambiguous? I loved that episode. I think like the art style change, and then the fact that it was Steven Yeun just like made it so much better for me. So I really loved the exploration of like how the Avatar came about. I thought that was really cool. And I kind of want like more of that. Like I want more Kyoshi. I want to see like more of the other avatars, like kind of with their time and like extended time with them in like OVAs or something, you know, something cool like that would be fun. Just to get a little bit more information about the other avatars, because we saw like Roku's backstory, but we didn't really get like too much from like Kyoshi or Yang Chen, which I think would be like the most exciting for me. How do you feel knowing Bolin's voice actors in The Boys? I didn't realize it was him until somebody commented it, and now like every time that character's on screen, all I hear is Bolin. It's funny that I didn't recognize his voice at first because he's so distinct. He sounds exactly the same. I think it's really funny. So love that there's like some overlap with like animated shows and like voice acting and like real person shows. How do you feel that Tenzin's voice actor J.K. Simmons is also Omni-Man? I think that man has like such an incredible range of characters, of voices. Obviously iconic as both of these characters, but I love him as Tenzin. I love Tenzin so much. Israel asks, they are doing a spin-off book series for the unsung heroes from both the ATLA and Korra series. They're starting with the book focused on Jin, the girl who Zuko went on a date with. Who is a side character that you'd like to see a book about from the Korra timeline? Mine would be General Iroh. You can steal my answer if you want. I agree. I want more General Iroh. I want to know how he grew up. I want to know everything about him and like Zuko's whole lineage. So give me more of that for sure. I would also like to kind of see maybe a bit more about like what Toph was kind of doing when she was traveling the globe, like in her younger years, like when Lin and Suyin were like kids. I want to see like all of that stuff too. So maybe we'll get it. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, Israel also asks, what are your hopes for the next series after Korra? Bending advancements, technology, social unrest, ideas / plot. I think they kind of cover like a big scope of that in Korra and Avatar. So I'm interested to see like how much more they could really do, like advancement wise, like because this was in 2014. So of course like technology was kind of booming in 2014, and even more so now. So I'm not quite sure, just like maybe some more of the same like themes I think would be cool. I personally am really looking forward to seeing more of like just going backwards to like Avatar, Aang and the gang as they were like young adults. Like I really want to see that. So that's kind of like what I'm gunning for. But with the new Avatar series, I am interested to see like what they'll do with it, especially with updated animation, because we've come a long way with animation in the last 10 years. So I think that's going to be something like that they play around with a little bit more. We saw a little bit of it in Korra here because there was like some like CG, it looked like, with some of like the mecha robots and stuff like that. So I guess we'll see. I'm excited. Emerisk asks, is there anything you wish they explored more in the series? Also just started watching your reactions and I'm enjoying seeing them. Thanks so much for being here. I wish that we got a little bit more time with you know, with all of the original gang. Like I know we had like some moments where, and they weren't the main focus of the series, of course, they were just there to like help Korra, but I don't know, I kind of, especially in General Iroh, like I feel like he kind of showed up and then left and then showed up and helped and then left again, and we didn't really get a whole lot of information about him. So I would love to see more of him specifically. This is the last batch of questions from Michael, and Michael's first question is, did you also feel the lack of intensity in falling characters between ATLA and this? I felt the series was less streamlined and clear with the story. Some episodes blew my mind, like in ATLA, throughout the whole series, but there was a lot of chaotic storytelling. Awesome, but chaotic. It felt like there was no true beginning and end. Aang and the gang had one mission. Yeah, I mean, I think with the series like this, especially with the time that the original series is set in, with the Fire Lord kind of like overtaking everything, but that wasn't happening with just like one dictator type of person in Korra, I think it is kind of like hard to make that streamlined. So I think the writers did what they could, but certainly I think there were some seasons that were stronger than others, like season 3 and 4 certainly were stronger than season 1 and 2. So I think that there was really only so much they could do with that, given like the time period that they were in, and also everything that happened in the original series kind of being concluded, right, when we move into Korra being the new Avatar. So I see the holes of like where people wish it was a little bit different, but I think that was like all they could do at the time. So I think given all of that in context, it was a fabulous series. Question 2, did you feel the lack of streamlined storytelling following one plot? I think overall book 2 was the least streamlined for me, and the plot of book 2 kind of was a little bit like all over the place. But I think book 3 and 4 made up for it, certainly. Didn't you want to see the technology in the world, cars, radios, etc., evolve with more bending rather than in our world detaching from the magic? This is one thing that felt the saddest about the series. In ATLA, besides the masterpiece of storytelling, acting, visuals, and sound, it was the bending and the mystics of the Avatar that hooked me, and I love the creativity of combining bending with technology at the battlefields, and especially everyday life living in a nation city, homage to the slides, Northern Water Tribe, the canals, their entire city being made of water, probably bending, except book 3, the Metal City. Yeah, I do think that they could have maybe elaborated a little bit more on that, but again, I think there was really, they kind of did with like the spirit vines also being used as like weapons, like with technology. But I think that, again, like there was only so much that they had to work with in this time period and in this story as a whole. So I think given all of that, like I will give the writers some grace, because it's hard to make a perfect series, and it's hard to do it twice. And Avatar: The Last Airbender is a perfect series. So given all of that, I think as a standalone, Korra is fantastic, but you have to know everything that happens in Avatar: The Last Airbender to like appreciate a lot of the references in Korra. So they kind of go hand in hand, but again, I think it is one of those things where it's like lightning doesn't strike in the same place twice. And given that, I think Korra was fantastic, you know, as a show. Thank you guys so much for your questions. Thanks for, if you've been here since the start of Avatar, thank you for being here. I know it's been like, gosh, so long, months and months and months that it's taken me to get through both of these series, but this has been such a special series, and I think it will always like hold a special place in my heart, and I think I needed it at this point in my life. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time for the next series that we're going to react to. Bye.